From Butler High School, it's a Section 1 basketball matchup between arch rivals, the Butler High School Golden Tornado and the Seneca Valley Raiders. Good evening. This is Ed Cody along with the Swami George Abraham to bring you all of tonight's action, the regular season section matchup for both teams. George, we got a game with a lot of implications involved.
Exactly. Anytime you have two teams, backyard rivalry, all that, now you add the fact that playoff seeding is on the line, the game's huge.
Butler lost Tuesday night to Central Catholic. That was for the section title, or at least a tie. They lost 61-54. The title goes to Central Catholic. That was their last section game of the season. Butler right now tied with Pine 8-3 for second place. Pine has Shaler tonight. But here comes Seneca Valley, George. They've won 4 straight section games, 4 of their last 5. Would have been 5 in a row had it not been for an overtime loss to Central Catholic, these section champs. So they're a hot team right now. 4 straight wins. They defeated Pine with that stunner last week, down 23-5 in the first quarter, coming back to win 63-61, and then beat North Allegheny 39-32. A win here tonight for them. 7-5 finish, 4th place, and poses some seeding problems for the Whippeal between Butler, Pine, and where they're going to go in Seneca Valley, where you put them.
Well, the problem with Seneca Valley is they're such a good team. If you put them down too far, they're going to end up conking like a 4 or 5, knocking them right out of the tournament. And Butler is so, they and Pine both are so tough that whoever gets the bottom seed, if they're around 8 or 9, they're going to knock out number 1 out in the second round.
Jordan, we just look at 6A. Of course, here in Section 1, it's Central Catholic, Pine Richland, or Butler. They could end up tied for second or lost by either one and win by the other. One goes to second, one number 3 in Seneca Valley. Then Section 2, you got Mount Lebanon, Cannon Mac, Bethel Park, and Upper St. Clair. Section 3, Woodland Hills, Penn Hills, and then Fox Chapel and Lake Trove. Fox Chapel's defeated both Penn Hills and Woodland Hills, and they're in 3rd place in that section. So you got any number of teams that can get hot there in the playoffs that are pretty good with only 2 or 3 losses on the season.
Well, yeah, you want that bye. If you can get that first round bye, you're that much closer. But the truth of the matter is that with the way these teams have beaten each other all year, Seneca, they had huge leads both games against Central Catholic. Don't think they're not a threat.
And they could have swept Pine Richland. We did that first game down there, which they were winning with 5:26 to go and outscored 21-6 in the final 6 minutes, nearly 6 minutes to play to lose 61-51. And that was after their outstanding forward, Chris Hart, got hurt, left the game, and didn't return. He missed a couple of games after that. But they have been on a roll since then. Butler with the big win at Pine Richland, 77-74, and a buzzer beater by Ethan Morton. He's their go-to guy, no question about it. Georgia sophomore averages 24 points a game. And for Seneca Valley, David Ritchie averages 15-5. So when you play Butler, you know that Morton's going to get his 20 to 25 points, somewhere in that range. What do you do defensively, George, then to counteract it?
Well, I think the key is, as you say, maybe he gets his 25-30, but you can't let him give the other guys easy looks also. That's where you have to pick your poison. If you run 2 at him, he's going to hit the open man, but you can't play him straight man. He's too good.
And if there's an Achilles heel with Butler, it's their rebounding. They get out-rebounded almost every game, so they have to have the hot hand shooting. That night at Pine Richland, George, I was there, they had to shoot about 52% because they just don't get a lot of second opportunities on their misses.
And the defense is important, too. I can't see going through the WPL playoffs if you give up 75 points. Someone's going to get you.
Yeah, twice they've given up over 80 this year. Seneca Valley, on the other hand, George, they're not a great offensive team, but they're an outstanding defensive team.
And I'll tell you what, too, they have balance. They have point guard play, they have scoring, and they also have a big man in the middle, which is very, very unusual.
6'8", Marcus Mike, they have 7 players, 6'2" or better.
Big kids.
Please join us now in our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Performing the Star Spangled Banner this evening, Butler sophomore, Miss Leah Mills.
As you would expect between these two rivals, a packed house here at Butler High School. They've had great crowds this year, and Seneca Valley always brings a nice group with them. It's the bragging rights for Route 68 for Butler. 17-3, George, 8-3 in the section. This is their final game of the year. Seneca Valley 13-7, 6-5. They have one game left tomorrow. They take on powerful Pittsburgh, Taylor Alderdice.
Yeah, nice way to finish the season, playing back-to-back teams like Butler and Alderdice, but it'll just make it tougher for the playoffs, so I'm all for it.
We're all set to go here. Butler in their home uniforms of white, trimmed in blue and gold, and the Raiders in their Carolina blue, powder blue uniforms. They will send out Jake Panofsky, 6-foot senior. He hit some key foul shots in that win over Pine Richland last week. There's Chris Hart, their fine 6'3" senior forward. They were hurting when he missed a couple of games. There's the big guy at center, Marcus Might, 6'8", about 240, and just a junior. At guard, David Ritchie, 6'2" senior. Their leading scorer, 15.5 points per game. And rounding out the starting lineup, 6'3" senior forward, Dalton Peffer.
Nice size.
And then they bring off the bench, George, Gabe Lawson, 6'2", Zach Sajak, 6'3", and 6'4", Josh Rupert. Here you go, Butler High School starting lineup. Senior guard, Luke Mihaly. Does an outstanding job handling the ball, running the court. Takes a lot of pressure off Ethan Morton. At forward, 6'2", senior, Tariq Tufik. At guard, averaging 24 points a game, 6'5" sophomore, Ethan Morton.
Number 32, the 5'11" senior guard, Dominic Schmidt.
At guard, getting a start, 5'11" senior Dominic Schmidt.
Number 42, the 6'4" senior center, Nick Fraser.
And at center is 6'4" senior Nick Stazer. So Coach Clement giving the seniors a start here tonight.
Won't hurt. It's a nice gesture, and as you play off, you do not want to blow the game, but just putting somebody in, I think it's a great touch, and they'll have plenty of time regardless of the score. These kids deserve it.
Yes, this game's almost a relief for Seneca because the last 2 years, this last game, and we've done them, they've lost to Butler and got knocked out of the playoffs. So coming into this game, already having clinched number 4, takes some of the pressure off of them.
I tell you what, though, it is a huge game. If they could come in on a 6-7 game win streak, as you said,
yes,
with a victory over Butler, that committee would see that.
With wins over Pine, over Butler, and a near overtime loss to Central Catholic, and they're going to be ready for the playoffs because with that game tomorrow with Taylor Alderdice, they're going to be battle ready.
I'll tell you, if they get a 10 or 11, someone's going out early that was a 5 or 6.
Marcus Might, Ethan Morton for the tip. Over to the Raiders. Taken by Hart, puts a jumper up, no good, rolls off the rim, picked up by the Raiders. Into Marcus Might, kicks it back outside. From the corner. Peffer drives, shot, good.
Nice looking shot. Zone defense by Butler.
Dalton Peffer, 6'3" senior, gives the Raiders an early 2-0 lead. There's a pass over the head of Stazer, out of bounds, Seneca Valley basketball. Jake Panofsky with the basketball. Had the key foul shots along with Hart in that upset win over Pine Richland. Hart in a corner, Panofsky cross court outside to Ritchie. And back to Hart. Ritchie, middle of the lane, jumper good.
Nice shot. 3-2 zone, you can't let them penetrate the front.
Surprised Butler's in a little bit of a zone here against him, George.
I'm not sure if it's, playing some different guys or what, but you have to guard him regardless of the configuration.
Morton guarded by Ritchie. Pass underneath. Mihalik, he misses a bunny, gets a rebound, puts it back, blocked, and taken by the Raiders. Panofsky up court to Hart, drive, layup, good.
Good start for Seneca Valley.
Just Mihalik got himself after he missed that, George, surrounded by 3 big blue bodies.
Yeah, it was an easy shot.
Mihalik with it, top of the point. Over to Morton, guarded by Ritchie. Backdoor pass, layup is good.
Beautiful pick and roll, old style pick and roll, outstanding.
Tufik with the layup, Morton with the assist. Panofsky with it now for the Raiders. Rolls it over on the right side to Hart, over on the left side, Ritchie for 3. All net. So Ritchie with 5, third of the way to his 15.5 average. And he's a kid that gets hot, George. He could carry the Raiders.
Yeah, and that ball's changing sides of the floor beautifully. It's just what you want to do against the zone, expanding the track.
Good, crisp, sharp passing.
Exactly.
Luke Mihalik with it, down along the baseline. Once a drive, we get some bumping going on underneath. We get the foul called on Panofsky. His first team foul.
Victor telling you officially wants that call at the other end.
Morton takes the inbound from Mihalik. Drives, jumps, Mihalik from the side, no good, rolls off, rebound taken by Panofsky of the Raiders. Pulls it down.
Nice pass.
Down underneath, pass, layup, no good, off balance. I don't know why he didn't go with the right hand.
No
Peffer
idea.
did, made it hard for himself. Butler with the basketball. Schmidt. Over to Mihalik and back outside to Morton. 9-2, the Raiders with the lead. 5 to go here in the first. Luke Mihalik drives, kicks it back outside to Schmidt. In the corner, Tufik.
Nice.
Good.
Shot.
Tarek Tufik with the 3-pointer, 9-5, the Raiders. Ritchie in the corner. 3-pointer by Hart. Good. The Raiders off to a hot start, 12-5. 4:35 to go here in the first, and Morton turns it over to Marcus Smite. Then Morton takes it right back. Stazer loses it. Shot blocked, and traveling called on Marcus Smite.
It's the right call.
Substitution, Josh Rupert, 6'4" senior, replacing the 6'8" Marcus Smite. Nice when you put another 6'4" guy in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know you have good size.
Butler with the basketball. Back and forth turnovers by both teams. Mihalik looking inbound.
Roll back open there it was.
Back to Mihalik for 3 from the corner. No good. Rebound tipped away. And the Raiders almost tipped it back in. And Josh Rupert comes down with the rebound. They nearly tipped that in.
Yes, they did.
George, hard to get inside and get the rebounds away from them. There's Ritchie on the drive.
Butler got to stop.
They got to block out a little better, right?
Oh, my
They're
goodness.
just getting killed off the glass.
Oh, down here, they're not guarding him.
Mihalik kicks it in the corner. Tufik, baseline drive, shot, good.
That was a nice shot.
Nice
there.
job. Tufik has all 7 of Butler's points, 14-7 the Raiders, and they catch Butler sleeping. Pass underneath and a lay-in by Dalton Peffer.
My goodness.
Butler slow getting back. Halik with the drive, no good. And once again, Butler, no second attempt
One and
offensively. Drive to the basket, off balance shot, no good by Panofsky.
Don't need that shot, no reason for it.
16-7. Play fast, but don't hurry. Morton pulls up, wants to shoot a 3, no good. Rebound taken by the Raiders. Dalton Peffer. They are quickly back down the court. They're going to get a charge called there.
We called it a charge. Last 2 times down, Seneca Valley with a bad shot and then out of control.
Yes.
9-point lead, no reason to hurry. You have the numbers, you have everything you want.
George, I'm a little surprised at their tempo. We did not see them play this fast against Pine in the game we did in January. 16-7. Seneca Valley with the lead. Morton with the basketball. And he's called for traveling. 3:06 to go here in the first quarter play. The Raiders up by 9. This is as fast as I've seen the Seneca Valley team play under Coach Dionata, George.
Yeah, they're playing at a nice pace, and Butler's helping him a little bit by not getting back.
Not getting back. Made a good point. Outside Ritchie. Baseline drive pass. Morton kicks it back outside Panofsky. Over in the corner for 3. No good. And John Mihaly gets a rebound for Butler.
1-3-1. Down diagonal down is the way to attack it, but you got to hit the shot.
Morton. Luke Mihaly to 2 feet. 2 feet drive. Shot. No good. Rebound by the Raiders.
Butler doesn't have anyone near the O boards.
Chris Hart. Ritchie pulls up for 3. Good night. Wow. Is he hot?
Oh, my.
10 in the game in this first quarter for David Ritchie, and the Raiders up 9-7, and there's a drive and a lay-in by Morton, his first basket of the game to make it 19-9 in favor of the Raiders. Panofsky over to Ritchie. Fakes, back outside Panofsky. Drive in all kinds of traffic, reverses, comes back outside to it for Ritchie. The
nice
baseline,
pass.
Underneath, layup, no good. And we get a blocking foul called on Butler. Clement wanted to charge, but it's going to be assessed against Luke Mihaly. His first team foul against Butler.
Yeah, nice ball movement by Seneca Valley. Got the ball in the corner there. 1-3-1. It's hard. The back man has to cover both corners.
That will send Hart to the line to shoot 2. 6'3" senior makes the first one. He has 6 in this quarter. And the Raiders with 20 points. Luke Patton checks in a lineup for Butler, 6'3" sophomore. Now Hart makes them both. He has 7, 21-9. The Raiders, 1:54 remaining here in the first quarter. Isaiah Scribner joins Patton in the lineup for Butler. Replace Schmidt and Stazer. And another turnover by Butler. Here comes Panofsky with it.
I would
lays it in.
suggest running back instead of lamenting the pass.
Oh
my.
Butler just seems to be so slow in the transition level, George. How do you account for that?
I have no clue. Senior night, the place is packed. You'd think you'd have that little bit of extra adrenaline, but as of right now, Seneca seizing the moment and Butler not.
23-9, the Raiders with the lead. We said coming in they were a hot team, 4 straight section wins. When things really looked dire for them, sitting there, Georgia 2-5. Now they're 6-5. They could easily be 7-4, save for that overtime loss to Central Catholic.
Oh, without a doubt. They have 15-point lead in the other game. No, it's this isn't the way Butler drew it up, that's for sure. They're on 100 pace, Seneca Valley.
Well, we knew coming in Seneca was a good team because they had Pine on the ropes for 3.5 quarters before losing down the stretch. And that was after when Hart got hurt, it changed the dynamics of that game.
Oh, you can see why. He's an instant offense. He can shoot the ball, and you get some penetration at the top. They're a well-rounded team, and we said going in, and we'll reiterate, somebody's going to get them in the tournament and have a handful.
They're a strong rebounding team, and that's causing Butler all kinds of problems.
Look at the body.
They're just Butler not getting any second shots. Butler will inbound it. Pat will inbound it. The final minute 32 this quarter. Butler down by 14, 23-9 to the Raiders.
2-2-1 press for Seneca Valley. Slow Butler down a little bit.
Butler and Pine tied for second at 8-3. The Raiders already clinched fourth, 6-5. A win would improve their seeding. Morton with it. Over to Luke Mihaly. And back to Morton. Patton over to John Mihaly. And back to Luke. Morton. Up off the rim, no good rebound, Marcus Might. George Butler has not had a second shot offensively yet here in this first quarter of play.
Makes it tough if you have to shoot 60% to win.
Panofsky with it. Into Marcus Might, in the corner. Oh, ill-fated cross-court pass, and the Raiders nearly lose it. Panofsky saves it.
You can't throw a skip
Into
pass
Might,
to your chest.
back out to Richie for three. No good. Rebound taken by Luke Mihaly.
Nice rebound.
So one of the smaller guys gets in among the trees and gets the rebound. Morton with it, drive into the paint. Reverses,
nice
back underneath
pass.
Mihaly,
Wow.
and he lays it in on a fine feed by Morton. Luke Mihaly, his first field goal of the game. 23-11, the Raiders in the final 10 seconds here of this first quarter.
1-3-1. Shots
Richie
are in the corners there.
over to Gabe Lawson, 6'2" sophomore. Baseline drive, kick back out. Over to Marcus Might for three. Oh!
Banks
The
open.
big guy banks it in off the glass.
Friday night banking hours. I guess they're open until 9.
Put it up. No pressure, final
No,
seconds.
But, okay, so he didn't want to bank it, but the point is that's why you shoot it.
That's why. It doesn't do you any good to run the clock out. George, what a first quarter. I don't think anyone expected this. The Raiders, 26-11, has to be their best quarter of the year.
Well, without a doubt, getting a lot of easy shots. Butler one and done, and this is what you're getting. A couple times Butler didn't run back, and they made them pay for it. This is an outstanding effort. It's early, a long way to go.
It's early, long way to go. Anything can happen. But, George, it's the old saying, it's not who you play, it's when you play them. You played this team before early in the season. It's not the same team. This is a pretty hot team playing with a lot of confidence. That doesn't mean Butler can't come back. Butler could get hot.
Sure.
But the Raiders playing with a lot of confidence. How would they not after wins against Pine, beating NA, and nearly beating Central?
You don't think this start doesn't give you confidence?
Absolutely.
My goodness sakes.
There's like a playoff atmosphere with this game.
Oh, a crowd especially. Man to man, Eddie.
No, I said to Coach Giannotti, I said, you finally beat NA. I said, you beat Butler, you beat Pine every year, but you can't beat NA. He said, that was the first
That's a foul.
in a long time. It
That
was.
was a
Rebound
foul.
by Marcus Might. Quickly out to Hart, drive down, and Hart's fouled. And that foul will go against Patton, but I agree with you. I think Morton was fouled.
Oh, he was. He belly bumped him all the way through.
That's something how one team gives another team trouble, right, George?
Without a doubt. It's a lot of times it styles.
For whatever reason, Victor can't beat NA, but he finally got that monkey off his back, but he always gives Pine and Butler trouble.
Victor's an excellent coach. Excellent coach. Been at it a long time. He gets it. Victor gets it.
8 points in a game for Hart. George, you liked their aggressiveness, didn't hesitate, went right to the basket. You're either going to give him the hoop or you got to foul him.
He's got a scorer's mentality, Hart.
He
I
makes
love
it both. Does a fine job defensively, too. 28-11, a 17-point lead for the Raiders. Clement, three-point attempt, tipped away, no good. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Butler. I think, George, if my memory serves me correct, Butler's had 1 second chance opportunity offensively so far.
Well, you have to look at floor positioning, too, and when people shoot. A lot of times there's no one near the goal.
So how do you correct that? What do you do?
Well, obviously you like to have people close to the basket when the shot goes up, but a lot of teams playing this drive and kick, and this is what you get quite often. It's not just Butler.
Hart inbounds it to Richie. Gabe Lawson, knock over to Hart. In the corner, the shot is blocked, but then rebound taken by Hart. And it's still basketball will be retained by the Raiders.
Seneca Valley, no fear of taking that corner shot. They're confident in it, and it presents itself against that defense.
Mason Montag in the lineup for Butler. David Ritchie with the basketball for the Raiders. 7:15 to go here in the first half. The Raiders up 28-11. Long pass to Mike, nearly threw it away. Richie with a drive inside, off balance. He's called for traveling.
This guy's called two. One definitely was. I don't think this one was for sure. The first one was close.
(28-11). The Raiders with the lead. Morton drives, kicks it underneath. Montag blocked by Marcus Smite. Scramble for the loose basketball. Luke Mihaly gets it. Morton, and his pass deflected. Came off the knee, and Clement wanted a kick ball call but didn't get it. Scramble for the loose
They're lucky
ball.
he didn't look under. Diagonal wide open.
In a corner. Back outside. Goes Peffer. Underneath. Oh, what a feed by Richie, and a lay-in by Peffer.
Opposite diagonal against that 1-3-1, wide open.
Mihalik with a drive, no good, hard off the glass, and again the Raiders with the defensive rebound. Kick basketball, Georgia don't make a call.
The last one wasn't, that one was.
And there's a ball stripped out of the hands of Morton, but we're going to get a foul call.
Yeah, there's a foul. Well, on the kick,
There wasn't a kick here?
The first one wasn't, it just happened to hit his leg. That was. He missed it.
So we went from football, the catch roll, to basketball, the kick roll.
Yeah, it has to be intentional, but the second one definitely was. The first one just hit him in the leg.
All right, Morton goes to the line.
Just warned the coach about
that foul on Marcus Smite, his first, third-team foul. Clement is asking for some clarification about some call that was made.
Oh, he just gave him bench warning.
Well, here we go. Morton makes the first one. Makes it 30-12. Substitutions for the Raiders. 6'4" senior Josh Rupert checks in, replacing Marcus Smite. Good job by Coach D'Ionata, giving the big guy a breather.
Oh, he's
Morton misses the second one.
Yeah, Victor's a veteran. He's been around this block. He knows this game's 32.
Panofsky with it. Back outside, Hart in a corner trap, cross court. Middle of the lane, backdoor pass, pull up, shot, no good, rebound taken by Butler, stolen!
Oh, nice play.
Underneath,
wow,
by Josh Rupert, and the 6'4" senior lays it in. 20-point lead for the Raiders, 32-12. Morton with a drive, and he's going to be hooked across the wrist. That foul on Richie, it becomes his second, fourth team foul.
You don't want Richie to get that third foul before halftime.
Morton, drive, off balance shot, it goes in, and he's fouled. And let's see, that will be against Panofsky, his second. Morton gets a basket. That's 5 in the game for Ethan. He will go to the line, make it a three-point play. 5:38 to go here in the first half. 32-14 the Raiders.
5 fouls. The only bad thing they've done, they've fouled a little bit.
Morton makes it an old-fashioned three. 32-15. Now they're saying that
over in
Peffer stepped across.
There's a guy standing right there. He must have. I never see him make it up. I've seen him miss it.
John Mihaly inbounding for Butler. Gets it in, and a nice drop by Patton. 32-17.
Butler
with the pressure. Panofsky with it. Cross midcourt. Over to Hart. In the corner. Three-point attempt. All net. Nice shot.
That's target
by Gabe Lawson. Boy, nice play off the bench for the Raiders. Morton dishes it underneath to Montag. Back to Morton. He's trapped in the corner. Weaves his way out. Maddox Clement.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
35-20. Butler's cut the lead from 20 down to 15. Marcus Smite ready to return to the lineup for the Raiders with 5:05 to go here in the first half.
Both teams giving up a ton of set shots, easy shots. But I mean, there's a great pace to the ball game. But both teams giving up a lot of easy shots.
That foul on Montag.
Called 2. 4 blue and 24. Called both.
So Rupert gets called 16 foul, 3 team fouls on Butler. The Raiders inbound against the pressure. Into Marcus Mike. Nice to bring the big guy up, take the inbound, George. Big target.
Yeah, that's old school basketball there.
Drive, kicked in the corner, back outside. Pull up shot, jumper, no good. We're going to get a foul called underneath, a pushing foul on John Mahaley. There's a mismatch, 5'11" against 6'8" underneath.
Not much he could do there, Eddie. He saved the hoop. That was a good play by Mahaley. Saved the hoop.
Wait, he saved the easy basket.
Yeah, put it back.
4th team foul against Butler.
He's not shooting.
Sends Marcus Mike.
No.
They're not calling it a shooting foul.
No,
okay.
It wasn't, no.
So the Raiders will inbound it. Chris Hart inbound it. Seneca Valley 35, Butler 24, 51 to go here in the first. Gets it outside. Peffer to Panofsky.
I love guys that fake passes.
He just throws it away.
That was bad.
Just had someone open to pass it, but he just threw it away. Morton drive, off-balance shot, blocked by Marcus Mike, and he takes it. Boy, what a job the Raiders have done inside defensively.
Yeah, they've not fouled a lot on Morton either. That's tough not to do.
Lawson to the hoop. He's called for a charge.
Okay. What do you call him?
That's a charge? No. I didn't see a charge there at all. We try to call it, be fair to both teams, George. I just didn't see that.
Didn't even hit him.
35-20. Raiders with the lead. Morton with the basketball. To Mahaley. Montag. Clement. Three, nice. And he nails it. Now it's 35-23. Butler's cutting that. Butler steals it. Back to Clement.
No.
And he hits a three. Now it's 35-26.
That'll change it.
Timeout. Seneca Valley. That's what happens when you get careless with the basketball and you got a hot player in there, and they give Butler credit going right to Maddox Clement.
Oh, he stole the ball, knocked it away.
He stole the ball, yes.
You know, you said that's what happened. That's what happens when you practice shooting, too. That kid's a great shooter. You can tell by the nerve he has to take it as a freshman.
It's a great soft touch, a nice arc on the ball. And he's hit 3 trays here in this second quarter to give Butler a lift. So at what was at one time a 20-point lead for Seneca Valley has been whittled down to 9. And we said at the end of the first, got a long way to go.
Oh, yeah, no panic there.
So Butler has outscored the Raiders in this quarter 15-9. So timeout called at the right time by Coach Dion. Imagine he's saying to the guys, hey, let's be smart with the basketball.
You can't give him 6 points in 2 seconds.
Well, and that goes to the turnover, an ill-fated pass by the Raiders. Just threw it up for grabs to Butler, and it ends up being 6 points for the Tornado.
I like some of the things Seneca's doing, faking passes, moving the ball. They got a little careless down there.
And careless right here in front of us with a lob into the middle of the paint.
Nobody there.
Chris Hart, the inbounder for the Raiders. Butler with the full court pressure. He gets it into Marcus Mike. Knocked away by Montag. So the Raiders will do it again. Under 4 to play here in the first half. Gets it into Ritchie. And he's ball flipped from behind him by Mahaley to Ethan Morton. Spin, drive, and he's called for a charge.
Oh.
Wow, George, I'm not sure what is going on.
Now a technical. Oh, this guy.
Who did he call the technical on? Ethan?
Number 1.
Wow. I don't understand what's going on. You know, both ways. They called a charge on Hart one time. He didn't charge, and now this charge on Morton, which was not a charge. So they've had 2 charge calls against both teams that didn't go. So it's going to send Hart to the line. Now Butler with 16 fouls. Hart makes the first one.
He gave him 4, isn't he?
Yeah.
4 in the ball?
They get the ball similar to what we saw with IUP in the Rock the other night was a 7-point play.
I don't know what the kid said. He said something.
Hart misses that second one.
Oh, the foul wasn't a shooter. I only have 6.
Okay.
That's why. Get possession.
And so they get the ball. They lead by 10, 36-26.
Sure, and their shooters arrested away, both teams.
Panofsky with the basketball.
1-3-1. We'll split it with a 2-1-2.
Over to Hart. Back to Panofsky. And back over to Hart. Inside. Back to Panofsky. Backs it off. Trap. And throws it away again. Morton. And he throws it away. Back over to Ritchie. And he's fouled, grabbed by Patton. That's number 7. And that will send Ritchie to the line for the one-on-one.
We got 3.5 minutes of bonus basketball.
George, twice now, Panofsky seems to be confused. He's thrown the ball away twice now into the middle.
What he does, it's unusual. I love how he fakes passes and moves their hands. But you still have to know where you're throwing it.
He's made a couple of passes with no one there. Ritchie makes the first one.
I love how he fakes passes. It's a great tool against the 1-3-1 because down diagonal down, the corners are open. But you have to know where you're going to throw, and you can't leave your feet.
11 in the game for Ritchie. 12. And the Raider lead back up to 12, 38-26, 3:20 to go here in the first half of play. Morton with the basketball. Patton lobs it back outside to Morton. And right now, everyone's just standing around. There's no movement. Over to John Mahaley, back to Morton, into Patton. Turnaround shot, short, partially touched by Marcus Might. And the Raiders just eating up the glass defensively, George. Butler, no second chances.
No, without a doubt, Mike's forcing there on defense for sure, for certain.
Hart with it, lobs it into Marcus Might, and he loses it. Tried a one-hand grab. I know what you'd be saying. You got 2 hands, use them both.
That would be the first, among other things. That would have been the first thing.
Morton, jumper from the foul line, no good. Rebound, Patton. Finally, Butler gets a second chance. And there's the basketball. John Mahaley bounces it off of Hartsley, goes out of bounds. Butler retains possession. Morton will inbound at 2:29 to go. Butler down 38-26. Morton. Foul line, backs off. But Patton back to Morton. John Mahaley. Maddox Clement, and he nails another 3.
Wow.
You would think someone would be on him. He's made 4 trays this quarter.
He gets it off pretty quickly.
Marcus Mike down underneath, a beautiful feed and a lay-in by Dalton Peffer. 40-29, the Raiders. Morton, and a little collision there with Hart.
Oh, jeez, he just called an intentional foul for slapping the ball.
On who?
Big hit.
On Morton?
No.
On Hart?
No, Mike slapped the ball. I mean, he held the ball. He slapped it out of his hand.
The foul initially, I think, was called on Hart, was it not?
Yeah, the foul was on Hart first.
So Hart gets the foul. 8th team foul.
That's 4 shots in the ball, buddy. That game going to change in a hurry.
George, what do you think?
There's no reason for the technical. He called it an intentional foul because Morton continued with the ball and he slapped it out of his hand.
Morton makes the first one.
He's going to make all 4 here.
7 points in the game for Morton.
Don't move. Stay right there, kid. You get 2 more. No.
They're saying no.
No, they're wrong.
They're wrong. He is going to stay at the line. They're telling everyone to get back.
See, he should have stayed right on there.
Well, we'll say one thing about the officiating. Neither coach is happy with it.
No.
It's been a long time since we've seen 2 technicals called in one game.
I assessed the officials for the Whippeal all year as my job, and I never saw anything like this. I don't know if the game's too big for them or they expected something different.
I know one thing. There were charging fouls called against both teams. In my opinion, we're not charging fouls.
Should have had them right there.
There was a thump by Hart, but no call. 40-33, Morton with it. Drive, layup. No! Rolls off. Taken by Mike. Over to Panofsky. Up court. Reaching behind him, but no foul called on Clement. Back over to Panofsky. Down to 1:33 to go. Hart with it. Panofsky brings it back outside.
Oh, they have a seal down there. They had a seal down.
Oh, missed. Shot by Hart. Goes out of bounds, and they're going to give it to the Raiders.
Yeah. A little spin on that ball. I don't think you need it. You get your hand behind that ball, it's a straight-in shot.
Hart will inbound it for the Raiders. They lead 40-33 with 1:19 to go here in this first half. A big second quarter for Butler, outscoring the Raiders 22-14. Hart with it. Over to Panofsky. And back to Hart. In the corner to Ritchie. He'll take it back outside Panofsky. Drive to Ritchie. Baseline, pulls up, jumper. No good. Rebound Marcus Might. And we get a foul called underneath.
Up from the trail, no less.
Mason Montag. That will be his second, 18th foul on Butler. And Marcus Might goes to the line to shoot 2. Might with 3 points in the game, that 3-pointer at the end of the first quarter. Big guy makes the first one.
I think if you're the Seneca Valley coaches and you have a 6'8" guy, he has to have more than one basket than a banker at the quarter.
Yes. Josh Rupert ready to check in for Seneca Valley.
Nice.
And Marcus Might, he makes them both to give the Raiders a 42-33 lead here with 58 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now, not a bad quarter for the Raiders, 16 points. The critical thing in numerous turnovers, Butler has 22 in this quarter. John Mihalik for the Tornado. Over to Morton. Backdoor pass. Picked up and dropped in on a loose basketball by Patton. Makes it 42-35. 35 seconds to go here in the first half. Panofsky with it, guarded by Clement. Jump shot right from the foul line and nailed by Hart.
Tough shot going left shoulder. Nice shot.
44-35. This is now the most points scored against Butler in the first half. Previously, Seneca Valley had 43 and North Hills had 40. So Morton's going to take the final shot. We're down to 8 seconds to go here in the first half. Morton wants to pull back. He wants to take a 3. Now he drives, bumps. They're going to call a bumping foul on Gabe Lawson. What do you think, George?
That was a foul. He's good, Eddie. That's one of those plays.
Morton gets the basket, will go to the line to close out this first half with a 3-point play.
Not many guys can make that play.
Big second quarter for Butler. 26 points for Butler in this quarter. The Raiders had 26 in the first. And Morton, he's just deadly from the foul.
Another foul. They called a foul. 1 second left.
On Butler.
Yeah. 24.
Montag picks up his 3rd foul.
With 1 second left.
That's the 9th foul on Butler this half. 1.8 seconds. And that will send Dalton Peffer to the line. Peffer with 8 points in the game. His first trip to the foul line. 44-38. Isaiah Scribner in the lineup for the Tornado. Peffer makes the first one.
It's a nice looking shot. Hit
9 in the game.
absolutely nothing but net.
He makes this to be the 4th Raiders player in double figures in his first half. Nope. Tipped away. Butler with it. Oh my God! Oh my God!
I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
Tariq 2 feet on a rebound and the length of the court 3-pointer at the buzzer. Wow!
Oh my goodness. What a shot. It was good all the way.
What a first half of basketball. Seneca Valley 45, Butler 41, 26-11 after 1. Butler put up 30 in the second quarter, and the Raiders put up 19, not too shabby.
No, 19's not good when the other team has 30 though.
So both quarters end with buzzer beaters, 3-point shots by Marcus Might at the end of first, and here by Tariq Tufik. When there's time left, throw it up. That's what happened. He nailed it. 45-41. Don't go away. We got a great second half for you. We'll be back. Back here at Butler High School, we've had a wild first half of basketball. George, whatever you're looking for in a basketball game, it was here tonight. 2 technical fouls, steals, great shooting outside. One team hot, one team cold, then both teams hot. Excuse me, that first quarter, 26-11 jump by the Raiders, and then Butler stormed back. 32nd quarter points. The Raiders not too shabby with 19. That's why they lead 45-41 here at the half.
Yeah, you mentioned they were looking for everything except defense.
At one point, the Raiders had a 20-point lead.
Yeah, down to 4 now.
You know it was early.
No, it's
Let's
going
look
either
at the
way.
scoring in the first half. David Ritchie, 12 points for Seneca Valley, a pair of trays. He has 2 fouls. Jake Panofsky with 2 points and 2 fouls. Chris Hart with 12 points and a foul. Dalton Peffer, 9 points, no fouls. Marcus Might, 5 points, a 3-pointer coming to the end of the first quarter. Gabe Lawson, 2 off the bench, 2 fouls. Josh Rupert, 2 off the bench and a foul. For Butler, Ethan Morton with 13 points, 3 field goals, 7 for 8 at the foul line. 2 for Luke Mihalik and 2 fouls, 1 foul on Morton. John Mihalik with a foul, did not score. Tariq Tufik, he with 10 points and a buzzer beater, full length of the court buzzer beater at the end of the first half. Luke Patton with 4, and the guy that keyed the Butler's comeback coming off the bench in that second quarter, Maddox Clement with 4 trays, including back-to-back trays, made one. Raiders turned it over, he got it and made another one. So here we go. This battle for the bragging rights of Route 68, and this is a bitter rivalry between these two schools.
No question about it, but it's also good basketball. A lot of talent on that floor.
Great play. But you just knew Butler wasn't going to stay down. Down 26-11. So the officials, though, George, calling it close to the vest, trying to keep this one under control. It's been a while since we had 2 technicals in one game. So Butler will start it off here with the basketball. Luke Patton with it. Patton, Tufik, Luke Mihalik, Morton, and Maddox Clement.
Nice
Backdoor pass, reverse layup, good by Tufik. He has 12 in the game. It's 45-43. The Raiders' 20-point lead whittled down to 2. David Ritchie with it.
Butler man to man, Eddie.
In the corner for 3. No good. Tipped away. Taken by Patton. Morton. Butler, Clement trying to give Butler the lead. No. Rebound taken by the Raiders. And they turn it over. And Clement over, back and over. Over and back. Raiders basketball, 45-43. They have the 2-point lead here in the third quarter, just underway. Ed Cody and the Swami, George Abraham. Inbound to Panofsky, guarded by Clement. In the corner, baseline, kick back outside. Marcus Might for three, no good, off the front of the rim, taken by Luke Mihalik. And the ball comes off the back of Marcus Might's foot. Morton drive, dishes underneath, 2 feet. Back outside, Clement for three, no good. Rebound taken by Chris Hart. Up court quickly to Ritchie, and the layup's good.
Nice take by Ritchie, tacked the basket.
14 in the game for the 6'2 senior guard, and the Raider lead up at 4. 47-43, Morton. Over to Tufik, back outside to Morton. He wants to pull up, shoot a three. He nails it. 47-46, a 1-point game. Raiders with the lead. Marcus Might with it. Over to Ritchie. Lobs it into Hart. And that pass deflected, taken by the big guy, and he drops it in.
That's where he's dangerous,
You think they should get it into him more with his size advantage. Morton, his pass deflected. He had a great shot for himself, George, at the foul line. Panofsky with it, pulls up, jumper,
nice
good.
pull-up. Outstanding pull-up jump. That's a shot that's lacking even on Saturdays.
Don't make that pass. Take that shot when you get that kind of penetration.
Wide open.
51-46 the Raiders. 5:35 to go here in the third. Morton with the basketball for Butler. Drive, and we get a foul call. That'll be Ritchie, his third. So what do you do, George? He has 14 points. He has 3 fouls.
I'd get him off of Morton.
Get him.
For
Good
certain.
point. And there's a nice feed in there to Patton, and he drops it in for his 6th point of the game. 51-48, the Raiders with the 3-point lead. Ritchie with it. Lobs it into Mike. Drive, reverse layup, no good. Rebound, and a putback is right there. Dalton Peffer with 11 in the game.
Nice job by Peffer.
They're calling it close. You're getting a reach-in foul calling on the Raiders. That's on Zach Zajax. Oh, they said 33, and it's actually 34. Peffer's first.
No 33 out there.
No, second team foul. 53-48. Raiders with the lead. Morton with the basketball. We're down to 5 to play here in the third. Morton drives, and he's called for his second foul. That time he leaned in and dipped the shoulder. You hear some of the Seneca Valley fans hollering, he does it every time.
Yeah, he doesn't.
We got a lot of officials here.
Yeah, he doesn't do it every time.
Hart drives, ball stripped out of his hands.
Oh, he gave that to Butler.
And they give it over to the Tornado. You're right, George. 53-48, the Raiders with the lead.
This guy's warning the other coach now.
Not allowed to say anything, I guess, tonight. Got some real sensitive ears by these officials. Is this something coming from the Clerton-Monessen game where they had a brawl? The officials are really testy tonight, George.
Oh, it's a big game. Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't see anything.
Mihalik to Morton in the middle, layup, good. 18 in the game for Morton. Seneca with a 3-point lead. Hart with the basketball. Down underneath, Peffer. Shot off the glass, no good. Rebound taken by Patton. And over to Morton. Luke Mihalik. Baseline. Nearly loses it. Back out to Morton. Cross court, John Mihalik underneath the Tufik. Back outside to Patton. Over to Mihalik. Down to 4 to play here in the third. The Raiders with the 3-point lead, 53-50. Morton, middle of the lane, shot, block. Gets a second shot, no good. Rebound taken by Chris Hart of the Raiders. Hart drives right side of the lane, has his shot blocked by Patton.
Nice block by Patton. He's long.
Mihalik with it. Over to Morton. Cross-court pass. John Mihalik for three. No good. Rebound. And a foul's going to be called on Patton. That'll be his second. Coming up over the back of Chris Hart. Both teams with 2 fouls here in this third quarter. 3:32 to go. 53-50 the Raiders, and it's slowed down a little bit, George.
Oh, yeah, that first half pace, I don't think you could keep it up for 32.
Scintillating first half pace. Ritchie on the inbound. Gets it into Lawson. Brings it across midcourt. Mihalik trailing him. Back over to Ritchie, to Panofsky. Raiders trying to be a little more judicious with the basketball. Oh, draining a three-pointer. Gabe Lawson. 56-50 the Raiders. Morton with it. Everything you'd expect in this game between these two arch rivals. Morton, top of the key. Over in the corner, John Mihalik for three. No good. Nearly dropped. Ricocheted right out. Over to Panofsky. Quickly up court. Over in the corner. Right side of the key. Jumper way off its mark. Rebound taken by Peffer, and he just throws it away. Over to John Mihalik. Pull, and has his shot blocked. And there's a rebound put back. No good. Morton underneath. And he's fouled. Does he get the basket?
Oh,
yes.
yeah, I am one.
Jordan, really, Morton is Butler's really only strength there on the offensive glass.
Well, he knows how to play in there. The ball fake was outstanding. He waited for the
great
defense.
Body control.
Yeah, that's what great players do.
That foul on Panofsky, his third team foul. 56-52, Morton at the line for the old-fashioned three. It'll be his second one of the game, it is. Morton with 8 points this quarter, 21 in the game. Marcus Might with it to Panofsky. Back outside Ritchie. Over to Lawson, lobs it in, and taken by the Tornado. Patton with it. Over to Morton.
Nice pass.
Backdoor pass, laying good.
Outstanding.
Tufik with it, 14 in the game. And turnovers from the second period on have really hurt the Raiders, George. We get a foul.
What's really hurting them too? Unforced, like guys jumping in the air, turning their back to the basket. Just shouldn't happen.
Morton picks up his third foul. I didn't really see it. Yeah, turnovers, and I think Butler's capitalized on almost every one. Panofsky the inbound at 56-55. The Raiders with the 1 point lead. I think anymore, George, on a stretch, any kind of touching, you're going to get fouls called.
They're going to have to.
There's the inbound to Ritchie. Jumper from the foul line, no go. Had a clear shot at the hoop. Now Butler could take the lead. Luke Mihalik with it. 1:40 to go here in this quarter. There we go. Goodness. I don't even know how they called a foul there, George. I have no idea. I mean, it's gone both ways. Tacky foul calls on both teams. This one on Hart, his fifth. Fourth team foul. Just what I said, George. I think you touch him, you're going to get a call to foul. Panofsky with a bump. Surprised they didn't call one there. Luke Mihalik with it. Both teams are going to have to be careful. Mihalik pulls up a shot short. Rebounded by John Mihalik and back outside to Morton. 1:15 to go here in the third. Morton on a drive against Panofsky, and there's a foul. Panofsky's fourth.
That's big. That's big now.
15th foul. Luke Mihalik will inbound it. Gets it into Morton. Patton with a shot, no good. Rebound taken by Ritchie. Quickly up court. Lawson back over to Ritchie. Now to Hart.
Play for one, they have the arrow. They get a 2 for 1 here.
50 seconds to go here in the third. 56-55. Seneca Valley. Butler's outscored him 14-11 in this quarter. Hart is holding the basketball out at midcourt. No one coming out from Butler. Now Morton will come out and Hart passes it over to Ritchie. 15 seconds. Ritchie to Lawson. Down low. Back outside to Hart. Over to Ritchie. In the Marcus Might in the corner. Rotate. 3-point attempt. And the Raiders wanted the foul called on that shot attempt by Hart, but they didn't get it. That's the end of the third quarter play with the score. Seneca Valley 56 and Butler 55. George?
Well, you had the first half up and down, crazy racehorse basketball. Third quarter settled down a little bit, everything a little tighter. The floor wasn't open and you didn't have the type of scoring you had.
Well, here you look at the fouls. Ritchie with 3. 4 on Panofsky, 2 on Hart, 2 on Lawson. You go to Butler, 3 on Morton, 2 on Luke Mihalik, 2 on Patton, 3 on Mason Montag. And now I think the officials, you know, sometimes you don't make a call as an impact on the game. They made a lot of calls here that are impacting the game.
I think, as you alluded to, they're trying to keep it under control, and they're doing a decent job, but a couple of them made no sense. There was either minimal contact or none. They called it. But they've they've tried to keep the wraps
under control.
On it.
But really, if you're either Matt Clement or Giannotta, you have to say to the guys, you can't even touch anyone coming into this fourth quarter. You're going to get called for a foul.
No, but the handful is Morton, trying to guard Morton.
Yes.
It's so tough.
Morton with
more
21 in the game.
Teamwork. But I'll tell you, Butler has some long kids like Patton. He's a good shot
Yes.
blocker. He goes to the court. Butler's much more athletic than I had anticipated. Much more athletic.
Done a better job getting second shots offensively in that third quarter than they did in the first half. Now, Hart did not score in the third quarter for the Raiders. Hart will bring it up for the Raiders. They lead by 1 to start this fourth quarter, 56-55. Into Marcus Might. Cross-court pass over to Lawson. Back over to Ritchie. And back outside and over to Hart and Ritchie with it. The Raiders just slowing things down. Panofsky out of the lineup. He has 4 fouls. Lawson with it. Baseline drive, layup, drive, good.
Drove it out Morton. That's a smart play.
58-55, right. George, very good point. Morton with 3. You have to go after him, right?
Well, it's not a bad plan, but he's pretty clever.
Maddox, Clement, Patton, Tufik, Morton, and Luke Mihalik in the lineup. There's Marcus Might with the rebound. Nearly throws it away. Ritchie saves it. Quick pass up court. Chris Hart. Ritchie pulls up, shoots 3. No good. Rebound, Hart. He backs it outside, gives it over to Lawson. And back outside to Chris Hart. 58-55, the Raiders. Fourth quarter, 6:45. Lawson for 3. Air ball. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Raiders. Morton with it. Drive, kicks it out to Patton. Quick shot for 3, air ball. Tension building, couple of air balls. Ritchie with it. Over to Hart, jumper, field goal. His first field goal of the second half. He has 14 in the game. 60-55, the Raiders with the 5-point lead.
Hart, nice job shooting off the dribble. Lost Art.
Morton pulls up, jumper, no good. Tipped away, rebound, taken by Tufik. Back over to Mihaly. Down to 6 to play. Morton drives, kicks it back outside. Clement shooting a 3, nails it. And he was defended. That wasn't an easy 3.
No, going left shoulder, no less.
His 5th tray of the game. What a sharp shooter. Maddox Clement, a freshman. 5:40 to go. Raiders with the 2-point lead. Hart over to Ritchie. Inside. Lawson back out to Ritchie. Back over to Hart. Inside to the big guy. Hook shot. No good. Butler with it. Morton. Can tie or take the lead. Clement over to Patton. Mihaly for 3. No good. Rebound. Loose ball taken by Gabe Lawson.
Nice
who's
job
come in
by
for
Lawson.
Panofsky.
Yeah.
He's done a nice job coming in. There's a foul called on Tufik. That'll be his first.
Team 4. 5-4 this quarter. Going to be some foul shots to win this
4
game.
on Butler, 5 on the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Hart to inbound it. Gets it into Ritchie. Ritchie's been held to 2 points this second half. 14 in the game, 12 of those in that first half. There's Ritchie drive, and he's hooked by Luke Mihaly. Mihaly picks up his 3rd. 15 foul on Butler. Inbound to Lawson and over to Ritchie. In the corner, Hart for 3. No good, and he's fouled.
No, they didn't foul him shooting a 3. Yes, they did.
That's Luke Mihaly's 4th. That really could hurt Butler losing Luke.
Without a doubt.
One of their floor leaders, and he'd be replaced by his brother, John. And now Hart to go to the line to shoot 3. Makes the first one. $15 in the game for Chris Hart. Hart 7 for 8 from the line tonight, George.
He's a nice looking shot. He's
Nice
a good
player.
shooter. Yeah, he's a good player.
Didn't play in the first game against Butler, coming off that injury against Pine.
Yeah, it was an ankle. I believe he came back in that game and hurt it again.
And he makes all 3. Put the Raiders up 63-48, 4:45 to go. Crucial, 3 fouls on Morton, 3 on Mihaly, 4 on Panofsky. He's been out of the game. Morton with it, slick move, drive, shot. Doesn't go, but he's fouled. Or does that go against Might, I think? No, to be against Rupert, his 2nd. 16 foul, both teams with 16 fouls.
We'll shoot the rest of the way.
With 4:35 to go.
Yeah, we'll shoot the rest of the way.
Morton at the line. He's been superb from the line tonight.
You can tell when that ball comes right back what type of backspin it has on. Leaves the index and middle finger last. Just perfect backspin.
8 for 9 from the line. He's the one guy, Of course, Hart's been stellar, 7 for 8 too. Good foul shooting. And he misses the second one.
We took care of it.
We took care of it, yep. 63-59 the Raiders. Panofsky back in the lineup. Drives, left side of the paint. Feed underneath. Dipsy doodle play. And that doesn't go on that shot attempt by Lawson. Back to Morton. Down to 4-10. Morrison drives, shot, off the glass, rebound by Marcus Mike.
Look up.
Over to Ritchie. He's thumped. And that's going to be Tufik's 2nd foul. 17th foul on Butler. A lot of games, they just let that inadvertent bumping go. Not in this one.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Richie goes to the line. He's 2 for 2 tonight at the line. 14
Richie created
points.
that. That was a good play by you.
Yes.
Cut in front of you. It was a good play. Now, once again, you got to be able to make the foul shot.
Misses the front end. Butler with it. Under 4 to play. Morton has his shot blocked. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Butler. Marcus Might. Well, he's done a great job blocking up the middle. He did move. Big body. 3:53 to go. The Raiders up 63-59. They have the basketball. Luke Mihaly with 4 fouls. Checks back in the lineup for Butler.
Butler in the press.
Into Mike. And back over to Hart. Guarded by Maddox. Trying to trap him. He gets by. Gets it over to Mike, and he throws it away. It's saved by Panofsky. Panofsky
Nice
with a
pass.
drive and a nice feed underneath.
Nice feed. Beautiful.
Beautiful
pass.
by Dalton Peffer. Peffer with 12 in the game. 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound taken by the Raiders. Dalton Peffer
Challenge
quickly
that
up court.
basket.
Richie
Beautiful.
lays it in, and nothing Mihaly
Big
could do,
play by
George.
Richie. That was beautiful.
Yeah, or
play by
Mihaly
Richie.
fouls out. He
Beautiful.
knew it. 67-59, the Raiders with 3:18 to go. Georgia, you're the Raiders. You keep attacking because
Without a
Morton
doubt.
with 3, Mihaly with 4.
They played better that way. They played better with the floor open. That's first bad shot Butler's taking tonight.
Yes.
Last one down there.
Yeah,
And
the last
floor's
2
open.
times down, the one job by Marcus Might, and then this one was a bad shot.
Well, see, remember too, those bombers all end up long rebounds.
887. If you have this ticket, please claim your prize.
So the Raiders maybe got a little bit too deliberate now, kicked the pace up a little bit more to their liking.
Without a doubt. Both teams are open court teams, but Seneca Valley, they attack you from more places. Butler has a couple guys that will attack you. Seneca has 2-3 guys who will take that ball to the rack.
Yeah, Hart will, Richie will, and Panofsky has. He
Yeah,
got
sure.
foul trouble, but he's done a nice job penetrating.
Sure. I like Seneca Valley's team. I like to see the big boy a little more involved. I don't like to see him shoot going away from the basket.
Yeah, fadeaway right-handed hook, and
Yeah.
rather with his size
Yeah.
to take it straight up and make the other defensive player challenge him.
But he's a force in there in the other end. They look for him, Eddie. Their eyes drop when they drive in there.
Yeah, and he's a force defensively because you drive in there. He's 6'8", about
Yeah.
250.
And he plays with hands straight up.
He's not going to budge.
No, he does a nice job
Yeah,
of getting his hands straight up.
You know, George, if you go straight up, your hands straight up, not likely you get a foul
No,
call. It's when you slap those hands
Well, in
down.
common sense, which is your hand higher when it's straight up? When you slap down, your hand's lower.
Morton with it. We're down to 3:15 to play. Butler down by 8 to the Raiders. Butler 8-3 in the section. The Raiders 6-5. Morton drives underneath Mihaly, and he's fouled.
Nice shot, Mihaly. Big hoop. Big hoop. Nice
Mihaly's
pass.
second basket of the game.
You wonder if they're going to double Morton or run 2 at him or what they're going to do.
That foul goes on Marcus Might, his third. I don't think at this point, George, you're worried no one's coming out of the game now.
No.
Whether you have 4 fouls, 3 fouls, you're not coming out.
No.
Mihaly makes the foul. 67-62, Panofsky with it.
Nice
Quickly
ball.
up court to the big guy, nearly throws it away, but he saves it. Panofsky drive and lays it in.
Beautiful
on a
shot.
feed by Marcus Might. Huge, 69-62. The Raiders with the 7-point lead. 2:45 remaining in the game. Luke Mihaly with it. And we're going to get a foul
They're
call.
face guarding Morton everywhere. The other guys are passing men along. They're face guarding Morton everywhere, which is
Hart
smart.
gets called with the foul. That's the 8th team foul. Morton the line for the 1-and-1. He has made 9 out of 11.
Well, he makes them. They don't hit anything.
Nope. 69-63. Maddox Clement comes out. John Mihaly replaces him. So you have Panofsky with 4 fouls, Luke Mihaly with 4 fouls.
Maybe
Morton with 3.
Offense, defense, substitution.
3 on Ritchie, 3 on Hart. Morton makes them both. 69-64.
See if somebody goes deep, Eddie, just to clear this out of here a little bit. Yes.
Inbound to Mike.
They missed him.
Nice pass up to Hart. Baseline, Ritchie, drive, and he's stuffed. Luke Mihalik with it. I think that Tufik got the block. There's a bounce pass kicked away by the Raiders. Butler will retain possession down by 5. 69-64, 2:29 remaining.
You challenge that basket, you have to finish. You can't take anything in there unless you're going to finish. Just pull it back out and run clock, make them foul you.
Maddox Clement checks back in the lineup for Butler, replacing John Mahaley. Morton to inbound it. Oh! Called a technical on Giannotti.
Down the other end.
Wow, George, I could just say, I think the officials have so overreacted here tonight.
He was down there.
He was down there at the other end. I'm fortunate the calls have been made against both teams detrimentally. But this one here was outrageous. Morton makes it. I just think the officials have been really testy here tonight. This is a game that clearly has been over-officiated. 69-66, and Butler will have the basketball.
The ball was out under the hoop.
Luke Mihalik will inbound it for Butler. Seneca with a 3-point lead, 2:29 remaining.
I thought he banged Matt because he was in front of him. Oh, my goodness.
George, we've seen it all here tonight. It's been don't talk about this one, no matter who wins, the controversy of the officiating here tonight.
Officiating's been a little touchy, but it hasn't been one-sided. Let's say that.
No, it's gone both ways.
That's why that was such a bad play.
Whoever loses this game is going to look back at the officiating.
Yeah.
And it's going against Butler, hurt them, and it's going against Seneca and hurt them. Luke Mihalik with it. Over to Morton. Morton wants to drive against Panofsky. Pulls it back up, drives, kicks it back outside. Patton wants to shoot a 3. No good. Clement with it, back out to Patton. Over to Tufik and back to Morton. Down to 2 to play. Morton off balance shot.
Morton pushed off there.
He pushed off, and they got a break. They didn't call it. Panofsky with it. And the Raiders with a timeout. Minute 52 to go. 69-66. Offensively, George, what do you have your guys do? You're going to eat some clock. You want to drive to the basket.
Yeah.
Morton with 3, Mihalik with 4.
The 3's immaterial.
Doesn't matter.
4, no.
He can give that
you
up.
Got to get it, but first of all, you got to get it inbounds and then center the ball. Now look opposite, move their hands. Great game, but I mean, you're going to have to make foul shots to win it. Either side. Butler obviously one hoop, but Seneca has to make foul shots.
Both teams have been good at the foul line.
Well, Seneca, the last time they had the ball up 5 or 6, they challenged the hoop. I'm not sure it was the right play. Now they're going to obviously have to make some foul shots to win it.
Well, the way they've been calling things, they could easily called a foul when Ritchie went to the hoop the last time. There was a lot of body banging underneath there. But Morton's been tremendous at the foul line tonight, and so has been Chris Hart for the Raiders.
Well, it's 2 the next time Butler fouls, still 1-on-1 the next time, or next time Seneca fouls, it's 1-on-1 for Butler.
9 on the Raiders,
7.
7 on Butler.
Watch somebody going deep here, Eddie.
There's the inbound to Ritchie, guarded by Tufik. Mihalik with it, over to Hart. He gets it across midcourt, over to Ritchie. Ritchie reverses, drives into paint, shot, and he's fouled. With 1:38 to go. And Ritchie will go to line to shoot 2. John Mahaley picks up his second foul. 8th team foul on Butler. Ritchie 2 for 3 from the line tonight. Clement jawing away.
I'd be afraid to say anything to
I'd
these
be
guys.
afraid to.
Oh, my goodness.
George, I'd be afraid to say a word.
Oh, big foul.
And there Richie misses. He's missed 2 in a row now.
I think I'd get a gag or something. They play it safe.
Panofsky out, replaced by Gabe Lawson. This foul shot's huge. Makes it.
We said they're going to have to make fouls to win, and nothing's changed. 95 seconds.
70 to 66. The Raiders with a 4-point lead. 1:30 to go. Luke Mihalik with it. Morton, guarded by Lawson. Mihalik wants to shoot a 3. No good. Tipped away. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Maddox Clement. And he's not happy, and neither is Matt Clement. But Matt's not saying anything to the official.
No,
George,
can't.
I couldn't see it. Looked close.
Yeah.
John Mihalik back in, replacing Clement. Offense, defensive move. 1:22 to go. Hart in about it for the Raiders. And we get a foul called right away on Tufik. That'll be his 3rd. That's 19th foul on Butler. Clement's upset. They're trying to, his own players trying to tell him not to say anything. Now the Raider fans want to know why he's not called for a technical. They want a tit for tat. Richie goes to the line. 3 for 5 tonight from the line. 1:22 to go. Raiders up by 4, 70 to 66. And one of the great games between these two rivals. Misses. Rebound taken by Patton. Over to Morton. Drives. No. Rebound. Taken by Hart. He's hit hard.
That's the biggest rebound.
And he's fouled by Morton. Morton's 4th. Well, no question about that foul. That's going to send Hart to the line.
Got to make these foul shots. Both teams, these fouls are huge.
Hart
get it up.
Hart 8 for 9 from the line tonight.
Makes it a little easier when it's 2, Eddie.
Yeah. 10th team foul on Butler. 1:10 remaining.
That's
Hart.
a money ball there, buddy.
9
didn't
for 11 from the line.
80%, 81%. You win a lot of games.
He and Morton have been outstanding from the line here tonight. 71-66 the Raiders.
I'm surprised Seneca doesn't pressure a ball coming up the floor a little bit.
Eat some clock.
Yeah, just a little. And if you can get it out
Soft.
of Morton's hands, better.
Be
Yeah.
soft.
Oh, yeah. Nah.
Misses. Rebound taken by Patton. Luke Mihalik. Drive. Banks
Nice
it in.
shot, Mihalik.
71-68.
Look up.
Hart with it. And he's fouled by Mihalik, and that's going to be it for him.
Smart play, though. He took the ball to the basket on the other end.
No, they call it on Morton, his 4th.
That's his 5th.
Oh, it's his 5th. I just looked down. That is his 5th. See, Clement wants it on. They say it was on Mihalik, but the officials will have none of it. They say it's Morton. They were saying they want Mihalik to foul out, and Morton's out. (71-68) the Raiders. 54 seconds ago, George. There's never been a better game between Butler and Seneca than this one, and we've done a lot of them down through the years.
Excellent ball game. Both teams playing hard.
Great intensity.
You have to make a couple foul shots. It's going to come down to that. Butler, someone's going to have to handle the ball to get it down to the other end.
So Richie will go to the line. He's 3 for 5 at the line. Oh, Butler tried to – I thought it was Mihalik. At first, I called Luke Mihalik, and then the official came running over right away. Morton was in the vicinity, and he called it on Morton.
I think you were right.
And I thought it was Mihalik hitting him from behind. And Clement, that's what upset him and even Morton. George, there'll be so much to talk about this game and a call's made, they'll be talking about this in the middle of the summer.
They're going to match up, move the defense up. Now watch.
No, that's Hart going to the line. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Hart Ritchie.
Need to make at least
Hart,
one,
he's
2
9
possessions.
for 11 from the line.
Last one was short.
Ten for 12.
See if Seneca doesn't move their defense up a little bit. I'd be shocked if they didn't.
19 in the game for Hart. 72-68 the Raiders. 54 seconds remaining. Makes them both.
They didn't.
11 to 13. Wow.
Mihalik's going to the hole. Good drive.
He's fouled with 49 seconds to go.
The kid knows how to play, number one. He's right
Yes.
to the basket. He knows that in a game like this, it's been this tough, and they're not going to let that go. Smart play. Smart play. Stop the clock. If you're Butler, you want the game to last as long as it can. If you're Seneca, you want the clock to move.
Foul on Lawson, his third. Ahead makes the first one. He's 2 for 2 from the line tonight. 8 points in the game. 73-69. The Raiders. 49 seconds remaining. Makes them both. Hart on the inbound.
Look up.
He has it. Gets it up court to the big guy. Oh, backdoor pass. Panofsky brings it back outside to Ritchie. Smart move. He didn't have a good look at the basket. Over to Ritchie. Panofsky.
He'll shoot that.
Underneath the Hart, and he's fouled. Oh, George, when you needed the great ball movement, they got it. We were critical. Panofsky would turn, but he made two great moves here.
Without a
One,
doubt.
he saved the ball, didn't make the shot, brought it back outside, makes the feed, and the basket by Hart, who now has 21 in the game. 22. Timeout, 32 seconds left. The Raiders up 75-70, and Hart to go to the line. He's 11 for 13 at the line tonight.
Big foul shot here. They need 2 threes if you leave the door slightly open if you miss it.
Just a great basketball game. We thought it would be a great game. We didn't know it would be this outstanding.
Without a doubt. Both teams with some firepower. Both teams like to get up and down. I can see right now neither one of them wants to play half court.
George, 45-41 at the half. This second half, a lot more defense. The Raiders up by 1 point, 30-29.
Can't be any more even.
We said the Raiders were a hot team coming in, 4 straight section wins. Would have had 5, but for an overtime loss to Central Catholic, the section champs. All right, Chris Hart goes to the line. George, you just see why he's played tonight, why they hit a skid there when he missed those 3 games.
No question, excellent player. Excellent player.
12 of 14 from the line, 23 in the game for the 6'3 seniors. 76-70, Luke Mihaly underneath, layup by 2 feet, good. 76-72, the Raiders with the 4-point lead with 24 seconds remaining.
Victor can't be happy. He doesn't mind not giving up a 3, but that was too easy. That was way too easy. Butler going to foul if they don't steal the inbound. Just play 3 for 2.
Have no choice.
No, I don't understand. I watch these college games. I'm watching last night. Duke's down 8-9 points with a minute 2, and they're letting the other team run the shot clock down. You have to foul and make the game longer.
Everyone could give up a foul for Butler except Mihaly, who has 4.
But with this little time left, even he can't be choosy.
No, he can't. If he's in the vicinity and the ball's inbounded, he doesn't have a choice.
Exactly.
So if the Raiders, you want to inbound it to Hart, right? 12 for 14 at the line. Well, Hart will inbound it, and Ritchie right there, Panofsky.
Watch one going deep. There we go.
Gets it in, Marcus Mike, and Mike's fouled right away by Mason Montag, his 4th. That will send Marcus Might to the line. He has 7.
Yeah,
it's Mike.
I got rid of it, but they called the foul.
He has 7 in the game, and he is 2 for 2 from the foul line. 23 seconds left. So Butler only ate up 1 second.
He needs to make these. This is not over.
Oh, misses the first one.
Boy, I'd have a second guy down here on the foul line, Eddie, on the other rebound spot. They could reach for it. It could go off their hand. They could misplay it. I hate to just concede it.
Maddox Clement checks in the lineup for Butler.
Butler does not need a 3, Ed.
This is a big foul shot here for the Raiders. Huge. And he cans it. 3 for 4 from the line for the big guy. The Raiders up by 5, 77-72. You want a soft press here by the Raiders? Eat up some clock.
Yeah, I wouldn't let the ball
Mahalik
come
with
in,
it.
He's going to go
Comes
right
across. Lets it drive, pulls up with a jumper, and he nails it.
Oh, my goodness. That kid has a lot of courage.
77-75. They give him a 3 on that.
Yeah, he did.
16 seconds left. Can Butler pull off another miracle as they did down at Pine Ridge on a buzzer beater by Morton to win 77-74? If you're Seneca, what do you want to do here, George?
Well, first, you got to get the ball in bounds safely. Secondly, you have to get the ball to one of your good foul shooters. Then you have to have a stomach. It's that simple. You have to make them both. The game's over. If you make one, you got to keep playing. It's that simple.
Yes.
But if you're Butler, well, I think Victor has to be disappointed with how easily Butler scored the last 2 times down. I'm surprised he didn't move him up a little bit, make him catch the ball going backwards, and maybe turn the dribbler once. I mean, I know you don't want to foul, but 1 foul shot's better than a 3. I mean, there's no last 2 times down the floor, Butler scored at will.
Well, 12 points this quarter for Luke Mahalik, who come into the quarter with 2 points.
Oh, he's had a big quarter.
And they cannot afford him to get another foul here, but as you said,
no choice.
Can't be choosy at this particular point. So Butler will send out Tufik, Mahalik, Schmidt, Patton, and Montag. The Raiders will have Hart, Peffer, Mike, Ritchie, and Panofsky. Hart the inbound it, guarded by Mahalik. Gets it into the big guy. And it's stolen by Mahalik. It's tipped away. Over to Mahalik, drives, gets it in the corner. No good, rebound the Raiders, and they're going to win.
Oh my goodness, what a ball game.
Wow, I think Patton had that
wide open 3 in the corner.
Patton had the chance, and 0.5 seconds, foul on Butler. Luke Mahalik will foul out, but not after a great 4th quarter that he played.
Played terrific.
Just played terrific. When Morton didn't have a field goal in that quarter, Morton was 5 or 6 from the foul line, but Mahalik, 12 points in that 4th quarter. So with 0.5 seconds left, Hart goes back to the line. He's been, George, unofficially, I think 11 to 13, 12 or 14 from the line.
Makes both, they can't lose.
What a game. Misses.
It doesn't hurt. If they make it, they have to throw to half court. If he misses, their clock's going to start on the rebound.
With 0.5 seconds ago.
Can be a shot. It doesn't have to be a tip. It's 0.3.
Makes that one. That's the end of the game, and the Raiders come away with a 78-75 win. And George, they close this section with 5 straight wins.
They're an excellent team. I'm telling you, they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. No one wants to draw that name and see Seneca next to him. I'm telling you right now.
Well, all you have to know, we did their game against Pine, how valuable a player Chris Hart is, because when he went out, then Pine made the run and defeated the Raiders 61-51. Then he missed about 3 games after that. But boy, he's back. They played well here tonight. And Butler down by 20 points, made a terrific comeback, got it within 4 at the half, made it even closer than that but the Raiders prevailed in the end. Some great foul shooting by Hart in spite of the great fourth quarter effort by Luke Mahaley. And Seneca finishes 14-7 here, 7-5. Butler's going to drop to third place, 8-4. Seneca has one more game tomorrow with powerful Pittsburgh Alderdice. George, your thoughts on the game?
I think you summed it up rather well. Both teams played good basketball. It came down to a foul shot or two, making a play, not turning the ball over. Mahalik in the fourth quarter was huge. The kid played great, but Butler's going to need another scorer going into the playoffs, so maybe that's a good thing. But at the same time, both teams, 78 points is too many, 75 is too many, because they're going to catch a team. It's going to be a little bit patient with the basketball.
Well, we look at the scoring for Seneca Valley. David Ritchie with 17, Jake Panofsky with 6, Chris Hart with 24 points, 13 for Dalton Peffer, 8 for Marcus Mike, 7 for Gabe Lawson, 2 for Josh Rupert. For Butler, Ethan Morton with 27, and Mahalik with 14, 12 in that fourth quarter of play. Tariq Tufik, he ended up with 16, 6 for Luke Patton, and Maddox Clement come off the bench. He had 5 trays, 4 in the second quarter. He finishes with 15.
You summed it up. Excellent ball game. Tale of two halves. The first half up and down basketball. Second half much different, and at the same time it came down. You have to make a foul shot to win, and you have to take care of the basketball. That never changes.
So Butler finishes at 17-4, 8-4, 2 straight section losses. So George, when you go to the seeding, assuming that Pine wins tonight, and they assume second place, 9-3 with a win over Shaler. What do you do with Butler and Pine Richland and then Seneca Valley? They finish one game behind Butler.
They can't be 8-9 because two reasons. One, they can't play, and secondly, they're going to knock the number one team right out of there.
Well, let's hope they spread them out and we get a chance to do one of these playoff games again, maybe a Seneca Valley Pine Richland matchup in the second round or a Butler Pine in the second round. This was terrific here tonight, all about what a rivalry should be between these two great schools. The bragging rights for 68, it goes to Seneca Valley here tonight, 78-75, George.
Wow, outstanding game. Glad to have done it, and I'll tell you what, we get games like this, let's do more.
Do more. The IUP game, 67-65, followed by this one. Always good working with you, buddy. That's it. Monday, I'll be with the Tiger Albert Campbell. We'll be at Mars High School for the game between the Mars girls and the Cardinal World North Catholic girls. That ought to be a great one. That's it. Good night. See you next week.